With the news that the Far Cry series is getting a TV show produced by none other than Mac, I've got an urge to go back and platinum one of the games. I think it's pretty agreed upon that Far Cry 3 is one of, if not, the best in the series, and I never really got a chance to play it when I was younger. There's only one issue, however. I've only ever platinumed Far Cry Primal. So if I want to get the Far Cry 3 platinum on its hardest difficulty, which is described as this, then I'm going to have to build upon those past experiences. Which begs the question, can you platinum Far Cry 3 on master difficulty with only primal weapons? Well, no. The answer is no. There are two bronze reasons for this. Heartless pyro and improper use. So why even continue, you ask? Well, can you platinum Far Cry 3 on master difficulty with just a bow and a flamethrower and a repair tool, but only for 2 trophies, is a far cry from a good video title. For those 2 trophies, I'll have to break the rule unfortunately, but I'll at least try to do it only in missions where we're forced to use them. Other than that, however, we're going to rely on our bow and the ancestral blade. With raw milk and bull testicle dripping from my chin, it's time to get primal. Today we take on the role of Jason Brody, who has come to the Rook Islands on a skydiving trip with his mates. Unfortunately for him, however, his instructors had too much to drink the night before and has landed them directly in the hands of a gang of pirates, led by a bin lid called Vaas. Fortunately for Jason, however, he had fallen deep into the alt-right pipeline and stumbled upon a man, a primal man, who has taught him the ways of ancestral living.
I will be having a bull ball, a calf ball, not 4. I only have enough a ration for 1, and this will Liver King is having for dinner today, Liver King. Ow.
Channeling the Liver King himself, we were able to break free and escape the prison. Unfortunately, we have to leave our brother behind, who through his modern day weakness was shot in the neck and died.
Stop, Primal!
Escaping into a river, we unlock our first trophy of the game, First Blood. We awaken in a village by a rebel called Dennis, who shows us to a shop. So, unfortunately for now, we can only afford a pistol.
Me a money needing a lot now.
Obviously not the weapon of a true primal, so we're going to have to rely on our blade until we can earn enough money from ancestral capitalism to buy a compound bow, our main weapon for the rest of the game. Taking into account we unlock the takedown ability, which is obviously going to be crucial to the stealth, which we're going to be relying on throughout the game. And this is the first of 34 outposts in the game, and we're going to need to capture all of them for the Island Liberator trophy. Slinking through the camp, we take our prey down and clear the camp. Having a look in the hut, we find the first of 20 memory cards. We're going to have to get rid of all of them to get the Memory to Spare trophy, and upon closer inspection, it looks like these contain the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs, and somehow my name has accidentally ended up on them. So we're going to have to find the rest and destroy them to make sure this false information doesn't get out. Alright, so we now have a bit of cash in hand, but still not enough for the bow, so let's quickly pick up a bounty for the last bit of cash we need. In the process, we collect our next trophy. Running to the store, we finally get it. The compound bow.
So beautiful.
Arriving at an outpost, we sneak our way in, eliminate everyone silently, and are rewarded with the unheard trophy. As you can imagine, we're going to be relying heavily on stealth, given that we can only survive roughly 3 hits at full health. Hunting some, well, what I believe to be goats, but as it turns out with buffalo, we're interrupted by a pack of dogs trying to steal our kill. Let's make our way to this buffalo and extract only the most nutrient-dense part of the animal, the bollocks. Oh, and the fucking tagger's back. Run. Alright, we seem to have been able to sneak away from him, so let's sneak up on him and... Nice, the Hunter Hunted trophy. Now, having a chance to eat, we consume the testicles and use their power to sneak through another outpost, eliminating everyone. For this successful hunt, we grab another trophy. Not finished yet, however, let's start one of the side activities in the game, Path of the Hunter. So, these activities have us hunting rare animals with a specific weapon set by the challenge. Fortunately, the developers understood our mission and made it so that this hunt has to be performed with the bow. Mother Nature can be cruel, and unfortunately, we're going to have to kill some endangered animals. However, we can make this as humane as possible. Blessed by Mother Nature for sparing these animals extended suffering, we're gifted not 1, but 2 trophies. Given them a track record for hitting my target, I think it's best we find those goats and upgrade our quiver soon. Unfortunately for us, on the way to our next main quest, we run into some goats and take them down. Harvesting their hides, we finally upgrade our ammo capacity to 10. So starting this next mission, a doctor reveals he's saved our friend and gives us the opportunity to expand our mind via the use of psychedelics. Cave diving for some mushrooms, we think back to another primal inspiration, Joe Rogan, who guides us through our trip
Have you ever done DMT?
to find the mushrooms we need to save our friend. Like an arsehole on poppers, our minds are now fully expanded, helping us manifest another trophy. So we also gain a skill point, which we put to good use learning the kill from above takedown. So not only is that going to expand our stealth arsenal, but we're going to need it later for the never saw it coming trophy. Not fully satisfied with our previous cave encounter, we go spelunking, only to meet our imminent demise, a harsh but important reminder of the wrath of Mother Nature. Oh, and also African pirates. Needing to relieve some steam, we start a trial where like Millie Bobby Brown driving through a pride parade with mow men down in our car. No trophy for this, it was just a bit of fun. Vehicular manslaughter later, it's time to pick up the main quest, where we put our new stealth abilities to the test, infiltrating a dock boat to learn the location of our next rescue. Now, I dare say, we're getting quite good with this bow, so let's crack through some towers and outposts, and I forgot to mention the camera before. So with it, we get a better view of where we're attacking, and we can mark enemies, making them visible even throughout walls. Snapping some pics, we grab the Island Paparazzi trophy. Right, moving swiftly on, we continue the main quest, stealthily and silently picking off our enemies one by one until fuck it, just leg it. Riddled with bullets, we stumble into a snuff film and promptly get KO'd, waking up to find ourselves face to face with Vaas. Well, on the bright side we have found Lisa. The downside is, Vaas is lighting the building on fire that we're currently trapped in. Breaking through, we managed to delicately remove Lisa from the building and hijack a car. So, this is an on-rails segment that has us getting into the back of the car and equipping a grenade launcher to take out the pirates chasing us. Thankfully, however, I can switch to my arrows and... I forgot. We ran out, didn't we? Okay, this is an issue. Dying over and over, we may now be left with no choice but to swallow the beta-cuck pill and use modern-day heavy ordnance. Or, that's what I thought, until I realised, no, we're a primal being. Instead, we're simply going to use natural-ish remedies to heal ourselves continuously, faster than the bullets can kill us. Succeeding by the hair of our scrot, we escape the pirates, save Lisa, and more importantly, we pick up the worst day ever trophy. Like a peacock, you have to let me soar, and while I'm at it, let's drop down into the water below and swiftly grab the free fall trophy. Given some of my previous, let's say, skill issues with accuracy, let's do something about it. Making my way to a store, I grab the marksman sight. With this, I should be able to take down enemies from longer range. To be exact, I want to hit them over 80 meters away to unlock the Toxophyllite trophy. 15 minutes of dropping from the sky to my death from a glider in an attempt to unlock the Never Saw It Coming trophy. I give up and instead drown my sorrows in a shopping spree, buying my way to the aftermarket trophy. So I think the plan now is to just run around the island, cleaning up all the towers and the outposts. Not only does this cut out a big chunk of the collectibles, it's also going to make getting around the island a lot easier for us. So that was all going really well, until I ran into this camp where we find a new enemy type. Heavies. So these brutes could shrug off my arrows, and I don't unlock the ability to take them down until much later in the game. So for now, we won't be able to clear out the higher level outposts. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. Where there's a will, there's a way. So at some point I've unlocked a new special type of arrow, the fire arrow. So if you don't know, in this game, fire spreads. Like my legs when I see Henry Cavill spreads. So it's super useful for clearing out large groups of enemies, but also pressure cooking brutes. Now unstoppable, I rampage my way through the island, climbing every tower and unlocking the full bars trophy. Next, I use Babe's skin to fashion a larger storage for my natural liver supplements, gracefully supplied by the Liver King, sponsor of this week's set. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But we do grab the Artsy Craftsy trophy. The trophy spree doesn't stop there, however. We have inadvertently unlocked the Jungle Journal trophy as well. Moving on, we finally meet the leader of the Rakyat. Falling to peer pressure, we consume more psychedelics and experience some visions of Russell Crowe and Billy Butcher.
Boy.
Tailing Russell Crowe, we discover he's working for the CIA, and he tasks us with torching Snoop Dogg's back garden. So this is going to cause an issue, because he wants us to do it with a flamethrower. Again, the flamethrower wishes to ruin my run. However, we can outrun destiny once more, by instead using flaming arrows to light the crops. The constant psychedelic use, however, seems to be affecting Jason's brain a wee bit, as he seems to think we've been using the flamethrower the whole time.
Man, I love this thing.
But just as I was celebrating another workaround, I'm suddenly dropped back into reality. The final objective in this mission wants us to pick up an RPG and destroy a fleeing boat, which obviously, within the rules of the challenge, we're not allowed to do. Right, well fortunately I do have an idea. Restarting the mission, I head straight for the boat, and in doing so, it allows me to sneak onto the dock and take out the driver with a flaming arrow before he's scripted to sail off. Boat gone boom, I repeat the weed burning from earlier, manja baby, another mission complete without breaking the rules. Now, we head off to save a man called Rongo from the real big bad of the game, Hoyt. This poses a challenge however. Stranded in the middle of a minefield, when I run out of arrows, I'm not able to use my usual tactic of retreat, hide and stealth kill because Rongo gets killed. So, if I'm going to make my way through this and save Rongo, I'm going to need to find a way to kill more than one enemy with a single arrow. Fortunately for us, we have a second and final special arrow, the explosive arrow. I'm guessing you know what comes next. Rongo saved, we move on to the mission to save Lisa's pothead brother, Oliver, and it's here that we're dealt a devastating blow to the run. Arriving at a vantage point, we're met by a disgusting sight, a sniper rifle.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
In order to progress the mission, we have to pick it up and use it to stop a pirate loading Oliver into a helicopter, so there's no way to swap weapons and prevent this from happening, failing the mission, and in turn, failing our mission. However, I'm hoping this is a one-off. One attempt is all it takes to get Oliver into the boat, where we enter yet another on-the-rails section. I once again tried the tactic of healing, but the pirates' weapons proved too powerful to simply slow heal through, and we barely make it past the first boat. However, not to be bested, I have an idea. As long as we're using syringes, we seem to be able to out-heal the heavy machine gun fire, one of the many benefits of consuming liver and bollocks. So, if we quit the mission and fill up on healing syringes, we may just be able to do this. So we do just that. We can also equip some body armour, further fortifying our defences. Oh, and what's this? I actually have a skill point which I can use to unlock the skill, making my syringes heal for 4 health bars. So now, once again, I get into the car, drive to the start of the mission, pick up the sniper, kill all the pirates, get Oliver onto the boat, and here we go. Surely with all this we can... well, it looks like this is it. There's just too many pirates firing at us to simply heal through. We can't carry any more syringes, and if our health is low enough, even with the added bar of healing, it doesn't get us back to full health. I suppose we have no choice but to... No. Wait. I can't store any more syringes? Who decided that? I don't have enough skill points to make my healing even better? Who decided that? And so, reinvigorated, I quit the mission once more. Right, first the syringe. Now, not only can we craft them in combat, but we can actually upgrade the syringe kit once again to let us start off the mission with more. I'm also going to round up plenty more green leaves for crafting. And finally, the long one. We're actually going to need an entire level of experience, so let's go around doing some side missions. You know, during this time I did think, literally no one is making me do this. I could have been through this mission in like 5 minutes, and now it's taking hours. But then I came to a realisation that no, this is worth it. For you, the viewer. Yes, you, the one viewer of this video about getting a platinum in a 14-year-old game using equally outdated Liver King references. If you are enjoying this, viewer, why not give the subscribe button a wee tickle? And while you're at it, comment below what platinum challenges I should go for next. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Completing a supply run mission, I also get the road rage trophy, which feels like it would have been more applicable earlier, but I digress. We also spend enough money topping up our syringe reserves to unlock the money to burn trophy. So, for one last time, we start the mission, drive to the vantage point, break the rules of the run, and then proceed to not break any of the rules of the run by healing constantly. As you all know, African pirates rely on the same vision as the T-Rex, so by staying completely still, they seem to keep missing. This means we're already to the open ocean with 6 syringes remaining. Just to be safe, let's craft some more syringes, and thank God we did, because now there's a fucking chopper, down to 2 syringes, and the mission is still going. I quickly craft some more, and accidentally unlock another trophy. Oh well, I'll take it. Through the graveyard, I'm starting to think that I'm finally going to have to break the rules and shoot down the chopper, when nope, it just sorta slowly descends and blows up. With that, we've done it. 2 hours later, and the mission trophy pops. With that over, we think about the good old days and...
6, 7.
Say that again?
Alright, finished with Russell, on to Butcher's quests that have us searching through the ruins like I've accidentally opened up Uncharted. So, for the most part, these are a breeze. I actually even pick up a couple of trophies along the way, one for ziplining into a takedown, and another for blowing 5 pirates at once. Up. I meant up. Things were going great, up until this point where my liberal use of arrows had left my quiver emptier than a bowl of Liver Queen's finest bull testicles. However, I am now stuck without arrows underneath a cliff with 4 pirates who kill me as soon as I climb up. However, this is the perfect time to try out a new syringe that's going to come in handy over the course of the run. Endorphins. With this syringe, we get 4 extra health bars that help us brute force our way through situations just like this. After that dilemma and my impeccable tan 3 shades darker from being burnt alive over and over, we reach the daylight. So we take the blade that we've been looking for all this time back to Billy, and he tries to backstab us, so let's return the favour and pick up the Retake Wall Street trophy. Oh, and at the same time, save our pal Keith from what I think is a sex dungeon.
Don't tell them about this, okay? I won't.
With Citra asking us to go and save some of her men that have been captured, let's just take a wee second to appreciate the grenade arrows. Unfortunately for us, however, catching up with the convoy containing the captured men gets us donkey punched by Vaas and captured yet again. This guy really needs to just shoot us instead of coming up with elaborate ways to kill us, letting us escape, and at this point it's...
Sanity.
Aye, well, exactly. Stuck without our bow, we cut our way through the camps the old school way to reach a chopper and escape. Nearly. Climbing through a pit of bodies, Jesus. We reclaim our things and get another trophy. We then meet back up with Citra, only to get drugged once again and fight a giant ink monster, but fortunately with our grenade arrows, we take him down quickly. Defeating him, we... Whoa. Right, censor that. Anyway, pork pieing over, let's sheath our pork sword and unsheath our metal one, to go and finally kill Vaas.
I will lead you to glory!
We actually experience very little resistance up until we climb this ladder and get greeted by the remainder of Vaas's men, who turn us into Swiss cheese before we can get off the roof. Bullets, however, are no match to copious amounts of medicinal remedies, so shooting up, we blow through any resistance left and finally confront Vaas.
Fucker.
He manages to get the jump on us and shank us, sending us into another trip. At this point there's more psychedelic sequences on this island than at Burning Man, but anyway, the game now hands us an SMG, and by now you know the script. However, lucky for us, we can use melee. So through a combination of medicine syringes and knifing, we finally get close enough to return Vaas's knife and put this bin lid to rest. Passing out, we wake up to Citra, this time with less non-consensual drug sex, and grab the taken for granted trophy. With that, we finish the majority of the missions for the first island, and now it's time for every trophy hunter's favourite part, clean up. So off we trot to grab all the relics and lost letters needed for the Archaeology 101 and the Dead Letters trophies. At the very least, I'll give a shout out to the developers for making me only find 60 relics instead of all 120. I just thought we might as well clear these out now to prevent backtracking in the latter part of the game. Grand, so before we hit the next main mission, that's going to take us to the southern island for the latter half of the game, there's a couple of quick trophies that we can clear up. The first of which is the Say Hi to the Internet trophy. Essentially all we're looking for here is a head poking out of the sand on the southernmost beach on the North Island. Now, if you're wondering what this is referencing, you may be too young to remember the web series Ubisoft released in the run-up to the release of Far Cry 3. In it, Michael Mando, in character as Vaas, would for some reason torture McLovin. This really is peak 2010s marketing.
It's a trap.
Excited to see McLovin in the game, I was disappointed to get to the spot and find out it's just the top of a random pirate's head.
The fuck is this piece of shit?
Oh well, we'll take the trophy anyway. The other quickie we can pick up is the Good Stuff trophy. Handily, we unlock the first special syringe from finding 30 relics, which we've already had to do, and the first syringe is called Untouchable, which makes us, well, literally impervious to damage for 30 seconds. For the trophy, we only have to craft it. I'm not actually going to use the syringe for this plat, as I think it takes a lot of the challenge of only using a bow and knife out, and we can just pop it and run around stabbing all the enemies. Et tout voila, and let's move on with the mission. Right, so first we have to go and let our friends know that we will in fact not be leaving with them.
I'm not fucking leaving!
Jason, are you serious?
And instead are going to be heading to the southern island to take out the main antagonist of the game, Hoyt. Next, we need a plan for getting past the island's defences and making it ashore. For that, we're going to turn to our CIA buddy, who is now heading off to Russia on his next mission. Far Cry 7 in Ukraine, anyone? He offers to give us a lift in his plane, however, there is a hitch. He's being attacked by Vaas's remaining forces. Should be nothing to worry about, it's just 4 enemies.
Those pinkos took the wind out of her sails. I have to fix this.
But of course, that's not all. Now we need to defend the plane while it's being repaired. Willis recommends we use the mounted gun, but obviously, within the confines of the challenge, we can't do that. This is usually a bad sign. When the game gives us a machine gun with infinite ammo, there's usually going to be a lot of enemies to contend with, and that is very much the case. I really didn't come prepared for this, and we only have a couple of grenade arrows. That's not the end of the world, but eventually some heavies show up and we still don't have the skill to use takedowns on them, so we really need to save the heavy firepower for them. Attempt after attempt go by without any progress. I try playing stealthily, but when the pirate's attention isn't on me, it's on Willis, and they can kill him while he tries to repair the plane, failing the mission. So we don't really have a choice here, we're going to have to play aggressively. Death, I don't know, maybe 15. I decide enough is enough, quit the mission, and go and grab some supplies. Okay, should be much easier now. Yeah, maybe. I've now played the mission long enough to keep track of enemy spawns, so with plenty of grenade arrows, I can finally take out full groups with one shot as they spawn. I also utilise this building to hide and take down enemies when they charge me, and just one last wave stands between me and victory. Luckily, I have plenty of fire arrows left for the heavies. Just one more and brilliant. Couldn't just wait for him to get closer before firing. Well, if in doubt, use the not so brilliant AI of this game against itself and utilise rocks. Now is a great time to figure out if you can knife heavies to death. Oh, alright. It actually only takes 3 knives to kill them. Yep, 3. Okay. Yep, that's enough. Pin Up Rage released. After dying in this mission 25 times, we finally get past it. Flying into the second island's airspace, we're given the higher than a kite trophy, but more importantly, the wingsuit. I tell you, if I could play Creed right now without getting copyright annihilated, I absolutely would, because this is a hell yeah moment. Landing, we swiftly take out some goons. Nothing can stop us now. You know what, in preparation to take on the last bit of the game, let's re-up on some Liver King content to get inspired. This challenge has been incredibly hard so far, but hey, that's primal life. We shouldn't have to rely on new technology to live our life. Our ancestors didn't have the machine guns, and they were just fine. Oh, look at that, a new upload. Perfect, right, let's have a look.
I've done steroids.
No.
And yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
This can't be.
I don't touch the stuff, not gonna touch the stuff, never touch the stuff. That was a lie.
The ancestral tenets, primal living, it was all a lie? Then what has this all been for? Dying again and again and again because I've run out of arrows. Quitting missions and grinding for hours just to heal through machine gun fire, only to prove my primalness. Are you trying to say that I might as well have just breezed through the game, mowing everyone down in my path? Well, fine. If that's how it is, then I give up.
That was a lie.
Well, might have gotten a wee bit carried away there. After that little outburst, we've collected the improper use and Heartless Pyro trophies that have hunted us the entire run. At the end of the day, the game was rigged from the start. There's no way to get the Platinum trophy without using weapons, other than the bow and knife. In fact, turns out I was even more wrong. To get the Fully Inked trophy, we have to unlock every skill, and some of them are further locked behind challenges, like getting 10 mounted machine gun kills or grenade kills. So in fact, the run was actually even more impossible right from the get-go. But you know what? We've come this far, so why not try and complete the remainder of the game and the trophies? Not the primal way, but our way. Also, to be honest, getting 50 kills on Master with the flamethrower was actually a fucking nightmare. It takes a second to start firing, has short range, and to top it all off, most of the time actually set me on fire. It was actually much easier to stealth through outposts. Speaking of, let's finish off the remainder. Well, at the very least, it looks like the bow skills haven't escaped us, given how fast we're able to take these outposts down. Finally, with that, we grab the Island Liberator trophy. The last few outposts also contain the remaining memory cards needed for the Memory to Spare trophy, and with that, we've destroyed any of those tampered files. But in honesty, given Trump's going to the effort of invading Greenland to keep anyone from asking about their release, we probably wasted our time. Now that the island is safe, we can also nip around and pick up the final few relics for the Archaeology 101 trophy. Oh, and also the remaining lost letters for dead letters. Collectibles are generally my least favourite bit of platinum in the game, but these weren't actually too bad, given that we could purchase maps to reveal their locations instead of tediously having to follow a guide. No offense, Powerpix. Alas, I'm still glad that it's over. Another advantage to clearing out those outposts is we've actually unlocked the higher level poker matches that allow us to win over $1,500 needed to unlock the Poker Bully trophy. However, a wee tip, there's an easier way to do this, which is to complete the Father's Burden side mission given to you when you clear a few outposts out on the island. Given you're scripted to win the poker game to continue the mission, you can just go all in every time, and with that, we handily pick up the trophy. Now we're really in the endgame. All we have left are the story missions, and the Rock Always Wins trophy that wants us to fully distract 25 guards with a rock. Should be easy enough to pick up as we make our way through the final missions in the game. For now, let's get on with the story. Right, so our first goal is to meet up with an undercover agent called Sam, and find ourselves an enemy uniform. This is a fully stealth mission, so nothing too exciting here, and definitely nothing that's going to make us use any weapon other than the bow. Finishing the mission, we finally meet face to face with the main antagonist, Hoyt. And it has to be said, he goes to a lot of trouble to get his men fired up. The uniform we've grabbed actually lets us go undercover. I'm not sure this would have let us walk into outposts unopposed, but at the very least, it would have made navigating the map a lot easier. Ah well, I tell myself this every time, but with these open world games, it's really best to do a few missions in new areas, if only to unlock extra mechanics that are going to make your life easier. Alright, so we use our new disguise to infiltrate a rogue faction in the Privateers who want to slyly take over the power gap left by Vaas. I should now also mention that I've unlocked the ability to take down heavies, making every combat encounter, stealth or otherwise, a lot easier. Taking out the 3 leaders, we move straight to the next mission, where we have to escort and protect Sam as he defuses 3 bombs. Nothing too special here, well, until the end. There are a lot of enemies here, and we can't just take them out slowly, as certain enemies have snipers that can take Sam out in 1 or 2 hits, so we have to play aggressive, which often ends in us running out of arrows and relying on banzai charging, which, if you haven't tried Master Difficulty, doesn't end well. We managed to hold on to just enough arrows to make it to the final confrontation, which of course features another helicopter. I'm not sure if you can take out the pilot with an arrow, and I sure as hell don't have the skill to find out, but luckily I have 1 last grenade arrow, so all I need to do is... No chance I just missed that. Well, not to worry, surely there'll be 1 arrow lying about somewhere that I can use to craft another, and of course, no. Fucking liver kicking this stupid idea. Right, we get back to the same point, this time we cannot miss. After, of course it would be right behind the windmill. Come on, come on. Whew, I get the feeling this is going to be like this all the way to the end of the game. We're now in Hoyt's good books, so he rewards us with Jesus. So he rewards us with fingering our own brother's hole, who it turns out is alive.
Who have I become?
Hooray! Jesus, this game gets dark. On a light note, however, we grab another trophy. During these missions, we've been picking up plenty of XP, so now all we have to do is unlock 1 more skill point to get the fully inked trophy. This current mission has us making our way through a bunker to take out a communication satellite. If you can't tell by now, I'm starting to master this game.
Surprise!
Fuck off. Hot off the heels of this mission, and feeling unstoppable, we enter maybe the most hell yeah mission in the game. In it, we escort Sam around in a truck, planting bombs and blowing shit up. Unfortunately, that went for Sam too. Trying that again, we succeed, and enter an encounter that once again asks us to use a mounted machine gun to fend off waves of enemies. This has got to be like the 6th sequence of this kind in the game. The issue we have this time is the actual mission objective is to mount the gun, so I'm not sure the enemies are going to stop coming unless we do. We most definitely don't have enough arrows for this, so we're going to have to pick our shots carefully, which does succeed for the most part. I kill wave after wave after wave of enemy with no end in sight. Eventually, however, there seems to be only 4 enemies left. Finally, arse clenched tighter than Chris Benoit's crippler crossface, we delicately navigate around the final enemy and manage to take him down. Alright, now for the moment of truth. This doesn't look good. Well, the rules are against firing the gun, not mounting it, so let's just give it a try and... nice. Well, mission accomplished. Holding fire as everything blows up around us, we finally escape the compound and complete the mission. Oh, right, I almost forgot. How have we not done this by now? Well, 20 minutes later, we've unlocked the Rock Wins trophy. I'm glad we decided to as well, because starting the next mission enters us into the point of no return. Let's just get this over with. Right. Quick game of poker with Hoyt, and lo and behold, he knew it was us the whole time, so bye bye Sam, and off comes our finger. We once again enter one of these trippy boss fight QTE things, which by the way, yes, I'm glad they're a piece of piss, and Jason uses the knife for the sake of the challenge, but come on, what a buzzkill. Working your way up to the final boss, and you don't even really get to put your skills to the test. Aye, well, you didn't see that. Right, anyway. Now we slink out of the base and make our way to the airfield that Riley is being shipped from. Here, we can rescue him and apologise for the whole fingering thing. And of course, we get our final get it uppy from the game. One last on the rails segment. This time, it's not our health we have to worry about, it's the health of the helicopter. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here. It's impossible. You have to fire the gun in order to be able to escape. There's no syringe for a vehicle, so fuck it. The run's been a colossal failure anyway, so let's just release some steam. We arrive to the doctor's house to find out that the Rakiat have taken our friends. Arriving at Citra's fortress, she once again drugs us. Can you fuck off with that? This is the moment the whole run has been leading up to. All the deaths, stealth, opioid abuse, highs and lows. You get the gist. Can Jason ever go back to being a subprimal modern man? The Liver King may have been a liar, but we stayed true to our word. Kind of. Well, as much as we could within the confines of the game. Will we finally let go and become the truest primal by severing our only connection to the modern world? Fuck no. Give me my iPad and some Mickey D's. This was a massive waste of time. I basically didn't get to use any of the fun weapons in the game and spent hours crafting syringes and running through every fight. Get our ass, Dennis. And with that, the final credits roll. We leave this island with our friends to head back to the comforts of the modern world. Yes, maybe Primal Men's balls weren't reinforced with pure microplastic, and they don't have to get their partner to tell the barista that actually ask for a mocha, not a latte, and you do this all the time. It's like my favourite coffee shop, so I'd really prefer you just got the order right the first time, so we don't have to go through this whole awkward exchange. But anyway, one last story trophy, and there it is. Another platinum trophy. Add it to the pile. Do I recommend you go and play through the entire game like this? Yeah, sure. Stealth is fun, and the bow is a legitimate weapon for the entire game, but maybe let yourself fire the guns in the fun on the rail segments. The way I did this was clearly not how the developers intended it to be played. And now actually it's a better time than ever to go back and play this game, because in typical fashion, literally one single day after I finished the run and got all of my footage, they revealed that they're going to release a 60 FPS update to the game. Brilliant. But anyway, to answer the question, can you platinum Far Cry 3 on Master difficulty with only primal weapons? No. I told you that in the intro. What are you still doing here? Get ticked.